Hello, welcome to One C Show channel. How are you doing today? Woo! Ah, I declare. I gotta come on now. I gotta take off the other video. I was interrupted, um, so I apologize for that. I was gonna just relax and chit chat for a little bit. Then I got a phone call. Right out on the road in the sun glare. I declare what is going on. I can't see myself. I can't see myself. Ooh, watch out what you're doing. I might have to shut this down too, because you can't see me. I can't see you. Oh, there it is. Hi. All right, gotta watch these people up here, guys. It is so cloudy, guys, and windy out here. It is cold. It is cold here. Let me tell you how cold it is. It is cold. I kid you not. Falling. Yeah, we had a tornado warning earlier part of this morning. Man, I tell you, the winds were picking up. It's still windy. It was one of those things. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Hey, April May, how are you? Ooh, roller coaster ride. Roller coaster ride. Wait a minute, let me get in the clear. I was hoping I'll see Jim. I don't know if he's in here or not. I gotta check. Let me look and see, guys. Hey, Yvette, how are you? Yeah, Jim is here. How are you? Hey, Josh. Oh, you changed your symbol. How are you doing? Hi, Michelle. It's about time. It's like, I know, right, Yvette? Awesome. I know, guys. Let me tell you. Hi. Oh, right back. Everything's good in Merlin. Merlin. Everything's great. Jim, are you home? Are you home, Jim? I tell you, I see you. Everybody's spelling. Yvette, that's your job, okay? You make sure my spelling is correct, and I spoke that too. Oh my gosh, I just, rice and rice. I know. I declare. I declare. Now it's still no. You're still in the hospital. I got to have a procedure done. It's about an hour and a half from now. Oh wow. Okay. Well, Jim, my prayers are with you that everything goes well and you'll be able to put up a video to let us know how you're recovering, you know, because you kept saying that something was wrong. And whenever the doctors find what's wrong, usually that's half the battle because now it's something that they can recognize and have a procedure to resolve the issue, hopefully. So my prayers is that that will happen for you. You know, yeah, guys, give Jim some love. And one of my subscribers, I'm waiting for a phone call or a text message from him to let me know how he's doing because he had thoughts of suicide for a couple days, and um, for a couple days, and it's it's scary because we were talking on the phone yesterday. I was with the Hangout group, and we were talking on the phone like almost 3 hours, giggling, laughing, having a great time. I had no idea he was having these thoughts. And I had just happened to call just to see how everybody was doing. And I went around and was asking different people how was their day. And we listened to one another. And then he was like, I got to go to the hospital. We were like, what's going on? And he said he didn't feel right. His stomach didn't feel right. And then he opened up and was saying how he's been having thoughts of suicide. And he promised us that he would go to the hospital, but I wanted him to call us once he get there because I wanted to make sure he was there. But he said that they told them to turn the phones off or something like that. So I texted him after some time had went past, and I haven't heard from him as of yet. So I'm, yeah. People are going through. People are going through, and then sometimes it's a hormonal imbalance. Some people have everything: food, shelter, clothes, transportation, bills paid. Everything is, top notch, and they have a chemical imbalance, and they just feel so down and depressed, feel helpless, worthless, and you know, and outsiders looking in, you think everything is hunky dory, everything is woohoo, and in that person's mind and heart, they're feeling suicidal, and I don't want no one to kill themselves. I don't. And for him to tell us that was a cry for help because he could have just done it. You know what I mean? It was a cry for help. He's going through a lot of health issues, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So those who believe in prayer, keep him in prayer. I don't just see my subscribers as subscribers, You are a part of my life. I think about you guys. I have my own battles I have to fight, but I think about you guys. I really do. Dimples here. Hey, Dimples. I think about you guys a lot, and you're more than just subscribers to me. To me, you're not just a number. You're not just somebody that I depend on to watch my videos. No, because I've been back in town since Sunday night, and I've been feeling kind of blah, 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 but been fighting it, doing pretty well because I'm back on the other medication that I hadn't been taking in a long time. I forgot all about it. I ran out, and when I called it in, they said they were going to fax over a refill to my doctor or refill a prescription to get a new prescription. Forgot all about it. Forgot all about it. And I forgot that I hadn't taken it, And so I'm back on it. I feel a little better. But I still have my times when I don't want to get out of the bed. I just, it's like you're sitting in one place, but your mind is just going and going and going. It's just so many things. You're so ahead in your mind. You're so ahead in your future, in your mind, that your present is like to no avail. I don't know if I can understand what I'm saying. But it's like you're way up there in the future, thinking of the possibilities of things that may happen, may never happen, Your present time is consumed about the what if like that any longer. I want to enjoy the moment. I want to enjoy the life that God has gifted me through my mom and dad, because there are other people, who would love my life, and things of that nature. And for me not to see the value of it and appreciate it, that's doing, I think, in terms of the human experience, a disservice. I think about you too, so I get worried when I don't see you for a few days. Yeah, twin freedom. It's like being an autopilot. Yeah, exactly, twin. Other than being a little overweight, diabetes issue, I'm extremely healthy. I gotta wait to get the rest of it. Yeah, and see, and Josh, I don't have those things. I don't have blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. I'm overweight. Yes, you know, it's like we got to look at the beauty that we have and what we can do and grab to that and enjoy life instead of focusing on what we don't have, or who is not with us and we're not where we want to be at this age, or you know we we wasting a lot of time in life, and life passes. Moving on. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. It is moving on. Things are happening, changes are happening, good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, things are moving as we are paralyzed. We're paralyzed. You know, we are so paralyzed by it, and I don't want. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to live like that. I might not have a six-figure job. You know, barely 2 digits an hour. I'm going to take that and appreciate that. I'm not, and I'm not saying don't challenge yourself, don't push to advance yourself. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is for those individuals who are stagnant, one place in your life, and you're so deep into your future that you don't even notice the beauty and the benefits and the support and the love you have right in your face because you're all the way up there. And I have done that so many times. Oh my gosh, I have done that so many times. And I remember one of my brothers, they would say, Chelle, first get there. First get it. But my mind, shoo, already there. Hey, Frank, how are you? We missed you this morning. Okay, let's see here. Hello, Dimples. Hey, Briggs, how are you? Hey, Dimples. Okay, it's windy here in North Carolina. Crack-a-lacka. Thinking of you. Absolutely. Guys, and when Jim put a video up, guys, support him. That's how he's communicating with us when he's in the hospital. I used to feel that way back in 2006, but I was taking crack, and it helped me focus for a while. Then I met my beloved 2 years. Okay, after 2 years, got over depression time, if you will. Okay. Okay. Tick tock, tick tock. Yeah, cock a doodle doo. Life moves on. Life moves on, and you can't blame people for not being there for you because we got to remember they're not feeling what we're feeling. Therefore, their life, the perception of their life, totally different from how we see it. And so we can't get mad at them. You know, it's not going to do us any good if we pull them back and make them sit with us, and we, and then now you got two people sitting and depressed. If it's someone or people in your life who are thriving and doing well and pushing forward and living life, traveling, meeting people, going out, even if they got to sit, at the table by themselves. You know what I mean? Like just getting out, walking by yourself, whatever it is, they're out there living their lives. But those who deal with depression and anxiety, it's like we're in prison, but we're free. We have no shackles, none, leg, hand, nothing. We're free as a bird, but yet we're in prison. Man, ah, I declare. And it's so emotional. It's so emotional. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's so emotional. What time is it? Oh, I declare. Let's see. I declare. Yeah, it's so emotional to the point it overtakes you. And you want to do things. Even in your mind, you are doing things. But you're not moving. You're not moving. Not at all. Okay, I remember to take that. Oh my gosh, you better shut up. It's been like 2 years. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And I feel 50 times better, and it's only been 5 days of taking the medicine. Oh, antidepressants. Wellbutrin, yes. Boom, you're my brother. Yes, absolutely. I can remember to take this in the house. Oh, I hope I don't forget that. That is amazing. I didn't even realize what time it was. I mean, I called it in and everything like that, but I glanced and I saw you there, so that was cool. Oh my gosh. Hope you're feeling better, Jim. Okay, I just started taking Wellbutrin after about 6 to 8 months with depression. There you go. Hey, Frank, I'm still here in the hospital. Good afternoon. Okay, one step at a time, Chelle. Milestones help distract you from focusing too far. There you go. Too far in the future. Exactly. 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 Oh my gosh. That is awesome, Dirty Dasher. It's been about 2 years since I've seen you in my life. Man, well, it's good to see you. It really is. I'm not just saying that. It's good to see you. You need a haul, sir? Oh, okay. Sometimes you gotta offer your passengers. Yeah, yeah. It's been you don't look. You don't realize it. Oh, you never got a notice? Oh, that's crazy. I gotta watch these people. Change very quickly for you. And you forgot the nerve of you. I declare. I declare. Well, I tell you, I'm just glad that you're doing okay. We all have lives, and life continues. I mean, I come on here, but I still have a life. Oh, you got it on the landing page? Oh, that's nice of you. I appreciate that. I gotta turn around. I appreciate that. You guys mean a lot to me, and I'm grateful for every last one of you guys. And if you feel like no one loves you, care about you, just know I do. And I wish I could take every issue that you may have away. I wish I could. I really wish I could. I gotta go around. Yeah, Jim is going through so many YTs that do gigs. What? I was like, huh? What did he say? But I was. That's what I was saying. I want to. Whatever, man. Get the nerve. You know what I mean? Out of Claire. Oh, is that heat? Oh my gosh, I don't want heat getting on the phone. Okay, so many YT that do gigs like Uber Dasher have stopped. Yeah, yeah. I do Uber once in a while. I don't do it all the time. I changed my channel's name, as you see, um, because it's not it's not the whole thing about the channel. I'm talking about life issues. I'm talking about living with anxiety and depression and different things that happens with it, and also to bring my anxiety brothers and sisters and depressed brothers and sisters together to let them know you're not alone. You know, we might live in different cities and states and things of that nature. However, we are connected one way or another. Right here, Lisa. How are you doing? I like your video about the coronavirus. He's crazy. He don't make no conscious sense. Yeah, that is ignorant. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, they want to act like fools. Some teenagers. Now I got to get across the street here, guys. I can't hit them. Yeah, it's all good though. I help them live to see the next year, maybe, hopefully. I declare. 12 inches of snow. Oh my gosh. Woo. We don't have that. We just like 45 degrees now. So much more stigma in those communities when you say you have depression, anxiety, and other mental illness. Yeah, exactly. There is a lot of undiagnosed. Oh yeah, absolutely, Bricks. A lot of people, and then see, I think Dasher. I don't. I'm not sure if you're Hispanic. I think you're Hispanic, but for a long time, the faces of anxiety and depression didn't look like me. It was never heard of. It was never heard of. Never heard of. It was more white people, Caucasian. That was the advertisement, the pictures, the history. If you look back in different books, who do you see? You don't see people who look like me. You don't see Hispanics or other races. From my education dealing with psych and the hospitals that I've been to, visiting and sitting with people with psych issues, they didn't look like me. And I was diagnosed once I had a psychotic break, and I was clinically depressed. That's major depression, and I did not know this. I thought I was living, you know, and I wasn't. So there are a lot of people, different race, who are going through anxiety and depression and being bipolar and also and manic, but different parts of society see it as, oh, they're crazy but not crazy enough to be on medication, or they're monkeys, or they stupid, or they dumb, or they have other names instead of trying to figure out this person might have the same type of illness that you have or your race predominantly has. You know what I mean? And I like to just put a different face to it. It's beautiful. Hi, how are you? And it's not just one race. One thing, it's several things that do not discriminate. Let me tell you. One thing for sure does not discriminate. That's illnesses. That is hatred, and money, and love. What else? What else? Air. It's so many other things. Don't discriminate. It's not going to not come to you because of your color. And mental illness hits every race. Work together. We're going to have people at work going postal. We're going to have people going into elementary schools shooting up children whose life they're just beginning. Not even really beginning life because their parents are still taking care of them. Going into high school, killing teenagers, and they haven't even had a prom. It's crazy. And I'll tell anybody, if you're having thoughts of suicide or you feel hopeless, helpless, and you've been feeling this way for more than a week, you need to get help. And I know some of my black brothers, it's like, not me. I can handle this. Sometimes when it's chemical and it's emotional thing, like a hormonal thing, you can handle it. You're imbalanced. Your body is not equipped with what it needs to function properly. You know what I mean? So we have our own ways of trying to cope. And then some black men, they see it as, you weak. You're on medicine? What, you crazy now? You can't even tell your homeboys because they're going to look at you differently, you know? And I'm like, it's time out for that. Forget that. It's time out. Seriously, I suffer from depression too. Okay, Mike, well, I suffer from depression. I don't know who that is, but okay, cable guy. I hope my video help people. Oh yeah, absolutely. Indeed, our community sees. Yep. See, I just saw it. Just said that. See it as weakness. But let me tell you something, Dirty Dasher. You are one of the bravest men out here. Okay, one of the bravest men out here. One, you acknowledge that you had an issue. Okay, and you're compliant with the medication. That's awesome. That's awesome right there. You know? You're taking over how you feel. You're helping to manage your life instead of just living under anxiety and depression. And it's not a happy feeling. Everybody's not going to understand it. It's not unless you've been around it or you have it yourself, you're not going to know exactly how that person feels. That's why I make my award winning videos. Yeah, with Bubba. That's true, Jim. You make yourself happy, and that's really awesome. That is extremely awesome. Let's see. Yeah, the cable guy. I don't know who Mike Wallace is. I apologize. Beautiful. How are you today? Vlogging can be yeah, it can be therapeutic. It can be. Yeah. I was talking, to the Hangout family, and I appreciate, we coming together and talking and spending time with one another. Being able to bounce off things. And I think that's an awesome thing. I want to always keep that and all. But I was just like, man, I didn't want to get out of the bed. 60 minutes? Oh my gosh. Okay, I know who you're talking about. I declare. I declare. I declare. Isn't that something? Mental illnesses does not discriminate amongst your class, like middle class, like rich. Well, no, what is it? Wealthy, rich, poor. It doesn't discriminate against that. It happens to any and all, and we need to see that and recognize it and do something about it. So, women, if you got to talk to somebody, just know it's not normal to think of killing yourself. That's not normal. It's not normal to want to take a pill and fall asleep. That's not normal. That's the way I was thinking. When a doctor came at my bedside, my psych doctor, he said, if I told you that I have this pill that you can take and you can just leave, like just fall asleep and leave this. And he said, would you take it? I said, yes, absolutely. I was so happy. It was early in the morning. And I was like, yes. Next thing you know, I was going to the other psych ward. And that was my second trip to the psych ward. And, man, the last time, no, wait a minute, my third time. My third time was 2017. 2017. Somebody had misunderstood my kindness and my concern, and I will call him to see how he's doing, because it was like, and I'm being straight up, we went from, and it was him who was doing all the calling, from calling pretty much 24/7 on the phone for hours. He's a driver. Wherever he would be going, on the phone, got it on the Bluetooth. I'm going into the store, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. All of that, to now barely able to hear from him. And when I called, the phone would just ring. And then I found out that he met someone. And then I'll put it this way. I was, catching feelings for the dude. My sidekick knows about it. And because I was like, okay, maybe this is the one, I don't know, he approached me. So then, when all of that transpired and changed, I'm concerned, like, okay, what's going on? Why it was like a cutoff. No weaning off, no, just. And so then when he did answer the call, he was at lunch with the lady. And so, let me see if I can get over here. I got a little bit of time, though. And so, I felt a particular kind of way, but what sent me back in the hospital was when he took my concerns and how I will call to see how he's doing, because he's diabetic. And he would be out on the road, and he was like, I'm about to pass out behind the wheel. And I'm like, well, you got to find somewhere where you can get something to drink. Maybe you need to keep some sodas, some orange juice, or something in the car. Genuinely concerned. Not in love, but genuinely concerned, okay? And he turned all of that around I even had a phone that I lent to him, and he was paying for it. And he told the lady that he was talking to, and he actually married her. And I met her, beautiful lady. And so he married her. He was telling her that I was pursuing him when he pursued me. Okay. Then I was trying to get my phone back, and he told her that that what did he say, that he could, that I said he could have the phone. He don't have to pay, for the phone. That wasn't what it was. I was lending him the phone because he needed a better phone. You know how we are women. We if we got it, and our person who we're interested in, or we're talking or whatever, nothing was carved in stone. But you know how it is. You try to help him out. Okay, so he lied to the lady and told the lady that he's been trying. That's what it was. He's been trying to give me the phone, but I won't take the phone. Such a liar. I mean, such a liar. I was like, wow. And it took me. I was shocked. I really was shocked. And I was at the park, and I called my sister, and I was out of control to the point I was working myself up to a panic attack. So then I called my psych doctor, and I talked to the nurse there. For 20, was it 20 hours? I think it was maybe it was 24 hours. And I went home after that. And so, that was my third time. Golly gee. Wow, I forgot about that. But anyway, so that's why for me, I since I know how I get to the certain climax of panic attack and the anxiety of being overwhelmed or depression, since I feel this, I know this, I have to step back sometimes. I have to do things a little different than another person because I know what I'm going through on the inside. And I don't want to go back into the hospital, because once I get worked up and have a panic attack, I'm back in the hospital. That's it. Because I no longer have control over my body. My thought process is off. It's not a nice thing. It's just not a nice thing. And so, but I didn't like the idea that he lied. And man, I'm so happy that it didn't go anywhere, because for me to know the backstory of the lies that he said, she got something on her hands. And when a woman is in love with a guy, you can't tell her nothing. You can't tell her nothing. Nothing. And I'm like, wow. I was like, man, this is some crazy stuff here, you know? But that's how that goes. I don't know how did I get here? Oh, you're going to sleep. I don't know how did I get here, guys? Wait a minute, hold on. Let me catch it. Yeah, I was talking about last time I was in the hospital. So, ladies and men, you know, protect your heart. You got to protect your heart, because if people are not treating you right, giving you that respect, and telling you the truth, they don't deserve not one part of you. Not nothing. No hug, no kiss, no nothing. Nothing. What's that movie? Martin Lawrence, and he was like, nothing, nothing, something like that. So don't put yourselves out there, ladies. Um, See what you see, respond to what you see, and don't go into something blind, because a lot of times, man, once this heart get the butterflies and the woo-hoo, and imagining your wedding and all this and that, you go blind. It's like zoop, sight gone. Now you're deaf. You don't hear nothing. You don't see nothing. You don't hear nothing. You know what I mean? I'm being honest here. And it's crazy. So it's like you gotta protect yourself. You really do. Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah, you do. You do. That's right. Oh, yeah. I'll put it in. Everything that you wanted, and then what I ordered. It's about 60. Oh man, I told him I'll be here 4:30. You think they got it done? Let me see. I declare, because I thought we were gonna get here late. Well, at least by 4:30, I thought. Oh man, I didn't even give them a name. I declare. No, I wasn't distracted. Don't even try it. I did all this before I went live. All right, bear with me, guys. Oh, that's music that might be heard. Hi, Game TV. How are you? Oh, Jim going to. Okay, oops, I'll talk to you later. Okay, Jim. On everyone, I'm going to try to take a little nap before my procedure. Okay. We lost 3 employees due to that. Oh, due to depression? Oh my gosh. Many people struggle with depression in many careers. Their personal lives go into shambles. Lots of alcoholism and drugs use. Absolutely. You're a great woman. He'd be lucky to have you. The devil can't break me. Oh, I'm the strong. I'm too strong. I know that's right. How are you? Okay, we have to continue to discuss. I just lost a neighbor due to suicide. Oh my gosh, the cable guy. Oh my gosh. No warnings. No type of where is he going? Oh. No type of warnings. I was the same way. I didn't want to get up now with Wellbruchen. I open my eyes and get on right up. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm in such a better spot. Awesome. You definitely continue that. Suicide does not agree with us. Society does not. Yeah, there's definitely a gap. But you know what? In the midst of the gap, we have to find a way to connect. We have to, you know what I mean? We have to. Bubba going to be my surgeon. Oh no, not Bubba. Hey Carla, how are you? A baby kitten will get me out of any depression. Oh, April, that's cute. I always have to have a pet. Oh my gosh. I think that's why a lot of our communities are in such bad spots. I agree with you. Just chilling out with my grandson. Oh, he oh my gosh. Your grandson is so handsome. So handsome. I think I caught up on everybody. Let's see. If you wrote it, I'm gonna try to read it. Rasha, hi. How are you? So Briggs, what is your industry? Okay. Yeah, the cable guy, it's serious. I'm like this. It's two ways um this happens. Either circumstance will put a person in depression, chemical imbalance inside. You're just chemically imbalanced. Nothing your mama did, your daddy did, nothing you did, none of that. It's those two ways, you know? And so when it's chemical, I would say it's well, all is worse because it can lead you down a road of suicide. But what I'm saying is when it's chemical, you think the way you're feeling is how you're supposed to feel compared to you lost your job, okay? Mortgage is due. You know what I mean? you have circumstances that happen, things happen that put you in a slump, and that slump goes from 1 day to 2 days to 3 days to 4 days, 5 days. Next thing you know, it's a whole month. You haven't you haven't showered, you haven't bathed, you haven't brushed your teeth, you haven't changed your clothes, you haven't gotten out of the bed, you barely want to go to the bathroom, you haven't eaten properly. It's just so many normal things you're supposed to do. You don't have the strength to do it. And not only you don't have the strength to do it, you don't have the mindset to do it. Communist is oh thinks no, what I declare. Well, that's how it is. You dealing with the lies. You have all kind of people. Now I see that, Bricks. Yeah, and so it's like when it comes to suicide, and like here in the city, a lot of people, um, they were raised in the projects, and from my understanding, it had lead in the paint on the wall, the door, wherever the paint was. And when the children were small, they would nibble on it, thinking it's something to eat. How children go to the stages of putting things in their mouth. Whatever they can grab is going in their mouth, whatever it is. And lead poisoning has really, really handicapped a lot of African American people, to the point there are several suitcases out there. But see, no one tracked these children from one point up to adulthood. And if they do a crime, now hear me out. If they do a crime, instead of tracking, is this one of the children who was in this particular project where the paint had lead in it? Do we have any reports of this child eating paint, or you know how you can do statistics, probabilities of the possibility of this child actually eating the paint? What would be that? None of that. It's you did a crime, you're doing the time. But sometimes there are things that leads up to the crime prior to the time. And I believe when it comes to African American people, it doesn't do what led up to the crime, from what my understanding is. It's crime, then time. But if it's of another race, they begin to look at, he or she comes from a nice family. They haven't had any issues with the law. They are suffering with depression. And then, in a sense, that is changing. But it was like that years ago. That is changing, though. Sometimes you can't use that. You can't use, he suffered with depression, she suffered with depression, or she bipolar or manic. This is why she did what she did. And that could be true. But it can be true for another race as well. And in our society, we don't see that. Man, it's like this. If those of you who are of different race, you know how things are for your race. If you want to make a difference, it starts with you. Even though we have our society, we have this, we have that manipulates and control and send us in certain directions intentionally. If you can see what's going on, then I believe you need to unite with others who feel the same way and help build that bridge to make things better, or different, So I'm African American, even though in Kenya, but caramel skin, like LOL. Caramel skin. What does that mean? Those are vanity forms, Dasher. Okay, let's see here. I also, the Facebook and Instagram apps from my phone, social media makes you compare your life with others. Yeah. It's a form of manipulation, Dasher, But for me, and I'm grateful to how I was raised, I don't compare myself to anyone. Not saying I'm better than anyone. I just don't compare myself to anyone. I'm me, and that's all I can be is me. What I want is what I want. I don't want what I want because of what he or she has.
I never was like that, But a lot of people are caught up into, what's the saying, keeping up with the Joneses. I never was interested in the Joneses. Sound like a poem and kind of racist when. Oh, really? African? Really? Oh my gosh! Really? That's interesting. No. How are you? It's been a while. I can't see your full message there. Um, the devil can't break me. I'm too strong. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can pull up on here. He said 10 minutes. What time is it? It should be ready now. Let me see. Let me see. My son was depressed most of his life because his father wasn't in his life. Okay, dads are so important. I agree with you, April May. Nobody say white African American. You got a point. Oh my gosh, you got a point there. And there are whites in Africa, South Africa. Yeah, we don't say white African American. To be honest with you, I don't believe in the label things, but I know when it comes to applications, you got to put something. You know what I mean? I don't know who came up with these particular labels for different race, white, black, and I know it started way back when, but way back when there was a lot of ignorance. There was a lot of stupidity. There was a lot of, since the particular people were in control, they thought how they thought and did what they thought. And it was no one higher than them. You know what I mean? Are you working right now? No, I'm not working, Dasher. Not right now. Intelligence is the application of knowledge. A lot of us are only aware but don't know how to apply them. That's true too, because we not Americans. We was kidnapped. See now, see now. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Okay, you're from Kenya, but you're in the U.S. Okay, USA. All right, now I have to beg to differ. Okay, meaning I don't know if my ancestors were slaves. I have no clue. I don't know. All black people weren't slaves. There were some blacks who had black slaves. You know, uh, based upon my history, um, there were white slaves at first, but when they were to leave or run away, they blend in with white America. So or white wherever they were. It wasn't so much just America. It was wherever they were. Whatever country they were in. They blend in. So then there came a time when, of course, we're about classes, low, middle, high. It's just that's how our society is you know, putting people in categories and being, feeling comfortable belittling people who might not speak like you, act like you, look like you. That's the reality of it all. Uh, so I don't know if my ancestors were slaves. One, two, who's to say if my ancestor was a slave? Maybe she was praying to get off the plantation to come here. I don't know. I can't. I remember talking to my grandmother, and she told me how it used to be in her time. But me, only thing I remember that was racist was when I was in high school. One of my classmates, Patricia, she was eating the sugar cane. It looked like a branch. And I asked, like, what is that you got in your mouth? Like, oh my gosh, what is that? So she told me, and she said, I would share with you, but I can't because you're black. And I was like, okay, it was no big deal. However you saw me, it was no problem. I was like, okay, no problem. Then she said, but I'm gonna ask my dad when I get home, can I bring you some of your own? That made me happy. I'm like, fine, great, thank you. Went to school the next day. Lo and behold, Patricia had a sandwich bag full of the I don't know, what is it, sugar cane? It looks like a branch, but it's so sweet. You just, you can suck on it all day long. It's, ooh, maple. It's like a maple syrup type flavor, if I remember correctly. And the other thing was, what was the other thing? It was something else that happened. Those, it's two, but I can't remember. But that one there, and I wasn't even in elementary school. And I remember that. Like it happened. I could see her, white girl, we were about the same size. She was smaller than me, but I think we were the same height. Brunette hair. Just like it was yesterday. You know. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. How are you doing? So, all I have is book knowledge when it comes to slavery and things of that nature. So I can't say, I can't say like all of my ancestors were forced over here. Some, from what I was told, of course, those who haven't lived it, we were told about it. Some jumped off the ship because they didn't want to leave. But my thing is this: there were a lot of fighting in Africa. There was a lot of protecting this land and that land, and then men begin to get big-headed. So now they want what you got. So how do I get what you got? Now I got to fight you. I got to come up with something. But we don't have any weapons. All we have are arrows and spears. I need something. You know what I mean? Like people say, you don't bring a gun to no, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight, that kind of thing. So then it was a trade. We didn't have money like that. It wasn't important because we did more trading. I give you this, you give me that, so on and so forth. But then you had white America to come in and say, oh, I can give you this rifle. Then you can take over that land, you know. But for return, you give me that slave. You give me that female. You give me that male. Because back then, in the beginning times, your slave was valuable as property. We were considered property. Even white slaves were considered property. That was the way society was. That was how it was, you know. We were considered like cattle. And the more you had, the more valuable and more important you were as a person, you know. And if and people will come to you for help. Oh, I need this done, I need that done, I need whatever, you know. And then what is it? It's two families that runs the world, 2 or 3 families who runs the world. If the Rockefellers, it's either 2 or 3. I can't remember exactly. And I mean, to be honest, and not justifying what has happened, but how many of you, if you discovered America, how would you run it? Will your kind be on top? Or will everyone be equal? Or will someone who don't look like you be on top? I'm just saying. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just that the individuals did not have a mindset to be fair. You know, and the reason why I can say that now is look at all of us now. Look at how things were laid out. Look at the Constitution. Look at all the different rights and no rights that we had back then. When women, and this was for white women, had the right to vote 1920. For us as African American women, or black women, or colored women, or brown women, or however that goes, we got the opportunity to vote. I think it was in the 60s, if I remember correctly. You know what I mean? So there always been a difference, even in gender. Even in gender, it could be a white man, white woman. Still, woman was down here, period. And then for African American people, they were even further down here. You know what I mean? So it's all has been laid out from the beginning. And grandfathers and grandfathers and grandfathers tell fathers, and fathers tell, sons, and so on and so forth. And they continue to trickle down. Hate is learned. Hate is learned. It's a learned behavior. You think I'm kidding? Watch kids of all races in the playground. They're about 4, 2, 3. Watch them. Hugging, kissing each other, sharing spit, all kinds of stuff. And it's not until somebody tells that child, don't touch that kind. Don't be around that kind. Bad. Ooh, evil, nasty. Ooh, black man, run. Stranger danger. But guess what? Last I saw, there are so many different people raping people, taking children. Hey, Gwen, all of that. See, I don't get caught up in color. I don't get caught up in discriminating against people based upon their race. I don't get caught up into that because I know it's a spirit, and spirit do not discriminate. Okay, I will go have a. Okay, you too. You too. You know, I think it's ready. You had a good nap. That's awesome. I was able to talk, and you were able to sleep. You were snoring too. You were like. It was mild. It wasn't bad. I've watched so many movies on slavery back then. It's so unbelievable to watch. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, April. You don't got to agree with me, but that's think. Yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely. The devil can't break me. I'm too strong. I'm saying not all blacks are Africans. True. That's true. Yeah. Maybe we wasn't never Africans, but people judge off appearance and color. You got a point there too. Some slaves sold the Africans by Africans were spoiled. Yep. Of the war. Yep. Bartering system. Exactly. This sounds so. Yeah, it's been a long time, Dolly. I know. We all humans in anywhere. A free country, nobody asks for what. See, I can't see everything that you wrote. There are blacks in Ireland. Yeah, there are a few. Yep, there are a few. Your grandmother, parents were slaves. Okay. Okay. My grandmother, she shared with me some of the things that she had to go through. But it wasn't like what all see for one, even when it came to blacks, you had your house people and you had your field people. And that happened that caused discrepancy, hatred, discrimination amongst ourselves because what do we do? What is it called? The brown paper bag syndrome. If you're darker than a brown paper bag, you're that type of black person, and if you're that shade and lighter, then you're that type of black person. And those particular blacks, they were more in the house, and the blacks who were darker than a brown paper bag, they were in the fields. So, for one, that was a good strategy because instead of us uniting together as a people, okay, we became separated by our own color. You know what I mean? It's all about divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. Divide. What do people when they're dealing with drugs? They're dealing with drug dealers. They sit back. The one who want to take over the area, he or she sit back. It's mostly men though. He sits back. He observes the action. Okay, I gotta come up with a strategy. Put him against him. They're gonna kill each other off, and I slide on in. It's in the person's mind. It's in the person's mind to be evil. It's in their mind. You know? Even the Bible tells us, choose ye this day who you're going to serve, good or bad. And I believe that's to be true, even if you don't believe in a God. You know what I mean? Because think about it. Every thought that comes through your head, if you did it, Would you get locked up? Would people be after you? Would people be after you? You know what I mean? Like, oh, those are yours too. From oh, thanks. Yesterday, I forgot I ordered it. Oh, they taped it to the cup. It's those little things. What they did. They taped it to the cup. I declare. No, I'm not alone. I got my sidekick with me. So true about house and field slaves, yeah. You commented, Josh? IR is back as Miss. Josh, you're a mess. Mm-mm-mm. You gotta go somewhere. Oh, excuse me. I declare. I don't get caught up in labels. Yeah, exactly. I see people. I see people. I see people, and I like for people to be who they are, even if they're racist. I'm okay with that. I can respect a racist person because I'm like this. I don't want to be around nobody who don't want to be around me. I'm okay with that. And we can depart on that. You know what I mean? We can depart on that. Come on, people. I need my shades. I do with them. There's a lot more cars out here now. Oh, he got the Uber sticker all over his car. I declare. One is green, one is blue. I'm going to hopefully, because see, I go through mood swings. I'm going to hopefully start this back up once I get home. It's a lot more traffic out now than what it was. Look at the clouds there. So I want to keep my eye on the road. So I will come back again live. If you have questions, comments, so on and so forth, we'll pick it up once I get home, okay? All right, everybody. Love yourself, know yourself, be yourself, change yourself to improve yourself. And I will talk to you all soon. Take care.